What's up, guys? It's awesome.
What up? It's Mike.
Tommy's not here with us today. It's Otakify holding it down from the 99 into the 2019. So we were just kind of spitballing, and I feel like this is a topic that is kind of like obvious, but I want to kind of get into it a little bit, like dig a little deeper. So like the premise is, what impact has like streaming services had on anime viewership? Anime consumption. What do you think, bro?
I don't even know how to measure this, but I feel it. I feel like it has increased. I mean, the only number that we have that I think of right now is the people who attend Anime Expo.
Yeah, it's a good number, dude. That's a good number. I think it's grown significantly since the first time that we as Otakify attended.
Yeah.
I think it definitely like doubled. Like
it doubled in size.
Like
the
almost
first year
within
we went,
a year or two.
Yeah, the next year it doubled in size pretty much. From like 60,000 or like 70,000 people to like 120.
Yeah, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy to me. It's mind blowing. Like the amount of folks that we see out there. All, kind of there for a same purpose. I was having a conversation with one of my high school teachers about it, and he told me that he actually attended. This is a few years ago because I haven't seen him in a while, but he was just like, "Yeah, man, like Anime Expo is so cool, and like everybody's like pretty well behaved, like in a general sense, like not saying that like people are super crazy, but I mean like in a general sense, like people more or less have manners, like they're more like they form lines just fine." Typically not too many like arguments or like breakouts. Like I know that there, have been some instances, I think in the Phoenix anime convention where somebody actually brought a gun. That wasn't cool, bro.
No.
But I don't think he was bringing it to shoot people up. I think he was just like, oh, well, gun laws in Arizona allow me to carry a gun. So like, why can't I bring a gun to the con? But like, bruh. You're going too far. You're going too far, man.
No, you're gonna be fine at the con. There's gonna be no need. Well, I mean, there are some, I guess, arguments, but damn, yeah, I think that would be excessive.
Yeah, you're going hard, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, let me start this convo off with this then.
What's up?
So, I'm pretty sure that you probably started watching anime like on TV, right? Or am I wrong?
You kind of froze for a second.
I was saying, did you start watching anime like on TV, or was it some other kind of way? Like your first.
It's hard to tell because first anime. Damn, probably on TV, but I didn't know what I was watching actually. Because I mean, I remember my first kind of experience with it would be through video games actually. So like, I actually count Nintendo's influence on the entire world. It was like my first experience with like kind of Japanese culture, that way of like style of drawing. It was like, that's Pokemon right there. I mean, that took up a lot of my time as a kid, as well as like the show, like playing the game and watching the show. And I didn't really consider it anime until someone like, I don't know when the line was drawn. It just was cartoons to me.
Yeah, dude, same actually. That's a really good point that you made there. I didn't really think about the whole video game aspect of it, but like, dang, actually, yeah. I'm trying to think. Let me see. First video game I had was Sonic, but that's not anime though.
It's not. Was it made in Japan though? Was it a Japanese idea?
I don't know. It could be. It could be. I don't know. But like, I'm just thinking about video games. It's like, okay, so I was doing that. And then, I want to say my anime watching experience, again, I didn't know what it was either. I saw the the first episode of anime that I ever saw, I think, in my life was the Pokemon episode of Metapod using Harden. And they were just staring at it like Harden, and I was just like, this is really boring. So I changed the channel. I had no idea. And then it was like, years later that the Pokemon cards phase hit, which was like 99.
Yeah.
98, 99.
Late 90. You're like, oh, this is the only move he has. How am I supposed to? Fuck, I don't know how to battle. Oops, my bad.
Yeah, dude, you, Hermsar, Tommy, Lila, dude, Madeline, you guys were like killing it on Pokemon. Dude, on a rainy day, I was bringing my Game Boy to school to battle you guys.
Oh, snap.
And you guys had like red and blue, and I had yellow, so like you guys had all the tricks and stuff. They didn't have all those tricks in yellow.
I thought yellow had, well, I never played yellow, so I don't know.
Yeah, you couldn't do the Cinnabar Island thing.
Oh, snap.
So like I was just raising my Pokemon naturally. So it's like, my mom got me Pokemon Yellow because it was cool to watch the Pikachu follow you. And then I got fed up about you guys being so good, so I got the blue version.
Oh man, you're making us oh man, I feel so bad now. That's not the way to do it.
No, you don't.
That was all natural. You did it all natural, man. I don't have my natty card.
Yeah, except I had like a natty, like what was it, a Pidgeot? I had a Pidgeot that was like level 71, but you guys had all level 100 like Mewtwo's and Mews and stuff. Oh, and I couldn't do anything. And if you caught Missing No, you could teach it fly and then like give it rare candies and it would turn into Kangaskhan. So you could make a flying Kangaskhan that had no wings.
Dude, what the heck? I never did that.
Yeah, bro. I did that.
I like how you know how to do these things, but you couldn't do them.
Well, because I got blue later on. I got fed up, I don't like being in last place for too long. So I had to level up, man. Had to level up.
No, do it natural, man. Don't ever abandon that card.
No, I do not condone using steroids in real life. All my gains are natural. Oh my gosh. But yeah, dude, so it was like Pokemon, which I'm realizing now, because like I used to think that DBZ was actually the first anime that I watched, but I mean, I would say that's the first anime that I watched like religiously. But I think the first show I ever saw might have been Pokemon.
I see.
But then so that's like where we started at. But then like when you started, like when you committed to watching anime, what were you watching it on?
I had committed. It would probably be through the computer, through the internet, just downloading episodes of this and that.
Oh wow, you used to download them?
Dude.
Dang.
I used to like just nab like EP1, EP2, EP3, and then like you'd miss like a whole chunk of it. I'd be like pissed. Like, where the hell is the rest of this? Can't find it. Yeah, dude.
That's pretty wild. I never resorted to like actually downloading. Excuse me. I was streaming it, but it wasn't through a streaming platform. No,
I was doing this in like freaking 8th grade, 7th grade, bro.
Oh wow, dude, I didn't even know. Dang, I feel kind of like a jerk. We were pulling your otaku card, but you've been doing this. What was it? What was it? The FMA discussion that we were pulling your otaku card?
Yeah, man. What the hell? Just because I haven't seen it all.
Either that one or fan service. I can't remember which podcast it was, but yeah, that's crazy. Nah, dude, I wasn't doing all that. But I guess that makes sense, dude, because you. I mean, I'm not gonna incriminate you or anything, but I'll just say somehow or some way I ended up with a couple of Japanese video games.
Somehow, some way.
And some way, I was able to enjoy them, and I'm just going to randomly thank you for no apparent reason.
I'm going to randomly acknowledge that thank you when say you're welcome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh man, but yeah. So okay, all right. Well, shit.
Want to buy?
What were you using?
Games?
What were you using to download these things?
Oh my gosh, dude! It's just random server hosting. You would just find them. Like I would be able to scour. Like it was some pretty crazy stuff. I'm not gonna explain how I did it. It's just you just have to not give up. And you just have to find a way to figure it out. Because like websites back then, they weren't secure at all. You can kind of like go into the... Okay, I'm not going to explain it. It's just, you just
were you,
find the right places to go.
So were you looking through indexes, bro? Is that what you were doing?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, yeah, everything was so organized back then in like a computer sense, and now there's like security everywhere. You can't go through the index anymore.
Ah, dude.
I mean,
I was wondering what you were using, because this is like, if you're saying like 7th or 8th grade, like we're talking like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
That's like Kazaa and like
LimeWire. Oh yeah, Kazaa was one of the freaking... LimeWire was one of the avenues too. That's just one of the ways. But sometimes it was too slow.
Dang, that's crazy, dude. I used to go on there for like mixtape songs when I was like rapping still. I would just use LimeWire and Kazaa for like mixtape songs and like porn.
Oh yeah, man. It's like you're trying to search for one thing and then you're like, is this it?
Is that there?
Oh, what?
Oh man, yeah. The porn wasn't very long either. Like, I don't know, man. If you're a kid and you're listening to this, like, I don't mean like kid. I'm saying like if you're like what, like 18, like you got it made, man. You can just stream on RedTube or X videos or whatever. It's like, dude, like I was downloading a clip. I had no idea what it was going to look like or how long it would be. I was just like,
or if it would just destroy your computer.
Yeah, or if my computer was going to be dead. Dude, I swear, being in that time period, I think we became computer whizzes because we had to. Yeah. Just because we had to. Like,
just there was to survive.
In order to survive, you had to learn how to like wipe your... You had to be able to wipe your hard drive, and you had to have like a copy of Windows on hand. Like in order to like re-up, dude. Yo, and that was like USB like 1. That was not like USB like 2.0.
Yeah.
I had to plug in my external. Slow. I spent like $100 on like 100 gig like external.
It was like, man, there's so much money for that space, dude.
But anyways, oh man, I'm appreciating these tangents so much. But yeah, dude, I mean, for me, times. I think I was well, shoot. I think it was Crunchyroll before it became the Crunchyroll it is now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Crunchyroll used to have videos, and I think it was like crowdsourced. Like, was it crowdsourced? Yeah, it was like a place that you could just like go on their blog and like type in whatever anime you want to see, and it was like mega upload or like rapid fire. Was that a thing? Rapid
download or something.
Rapid share or something like that.
Rapid share, yeah, rapid share.
And like, yeah, dude. And that's like, I would stream it that way. That's how I watched a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I used Crunchyroll before it became what it is today, like one time, but then I don't know why I didn't use it after that. I used other things.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, like YouTube started putting stuff up, but all this stuff that we're talking about is like prior to YouTube being a thing.
Yeah.
So like
pre-YouTube.
Dude, we grew up in the Wild West.
Yeah, before the internet was like real.
We're these like we're this transitional generation, like where you know, we started off on dial-up and now the internet's in the air, bro. Like, that was
Yeah. Internet's in our pocket.
It's in our pockets and in the air, and like I have Netflix on my phone.
Yeah, man.
Which actually that brings me to another point. So I would say, what would you consider to be like the top 3 anime streaming platforms?
Oh, of today or of the past?
Oh no, of today.
Of today. Well, I primarily use Crunchyroll just
Okay.
because it's so easy to use. It doesn't have everything, so that's the only downfall. But when I started watching a lot more anime again, like kind of bounced out and bounced back into it. This was like starting high school, I was kind of like bouncing out of it, and then towards the end, actually, I was like heavily watching a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I would actually use I would use streaming sites still.
Oh, okay.
And for some things I do have to like go there because official sites don't have them yet. So I'd still have to do that sometimes. But nowadays, just Crunchyroll. But at that time, it was Netflix, and that's where we kind of all kind of started getting together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap, there's stuff on Netflix. Cool. It's easy to like just turn this on and get going. Just binge.
Nice, man. Yeah, I would say, I think Netflix, I could be wrong, but I think Netflix was like the first mover. You know what? Okay, this actually brings up a really good point that I want to make.
What's up?
And I use it actually applies to like my industry too. So like one of the reasons that I think that anime has blown up definitely is attributed to Netflix having it. And that's not to say that like Hulu doesn't have an amazing selection, because they do. Honestly, I think as far as like the popular anime is concerned, Hulu got it.
Yeah.
But if you recall, like Hulu was like kind of the first mover as far as like streaming and like really kind of getting people off of watching TV.
Hulu or Netflix?
No, Hulu. Hulu did a huge, I don't know if you remember this. They did this huge advertisement during the Super Bowl one year. And they had Danica Patrick holding it down, and I think there was another actor, I can't remember what his name, elder white guy. And that's how they pushed Hulu. Like initially, it was just during a YouTube commercial. I mean, not a YouTube, a Super Bowl commercial.
Super Bowl, yeah.
But I specifically recall Netflix being the one that really like started cutting deals with some of these anime situations, and that was like, you know, shortly thereafter, I think Crunchyroll really started to like go legit.
Yeah, I think they saw, like, this is my guess, and it's exactly what you're saying right now too. It's Crunchyroll noticed, like, oh snap, we can actually do things legitimately.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. So the point that I was gonna make is like, okay, in the company that, or like in the industry that I work in, there are several sites that you can actually buy beats from. I'm a producer, if you guys didn't know. I'm just saying. There are several locations that you can buy beats from. But the thing about it though is like, I always felt like stores that were in the mall, for example, I'm just using this as an analogy. Stores that were in the mall got more foot traffic than a boutique, because you would have to go to the boutique specifically. So for example, like I have a website, you would have to go to my website specifically if I didn't have my stuff located in other places. This is one of the reasons that I feel like certain anime and certain artists broke out when they did. Because if you think about it from like a music perspective, and that's obviously like the perspective that I look at a lot of things through. If you go back to like MySpace music time period, people were on MySpace anyway. Similar to like people going to the mall. They're in the mall anyway. So they might drop by and see your store. If you're on MySpace anyway, you might drop by and look at a MySpace artist page. Or you might take their song and put it on your profile. So like, similarly, the line that I'm trying to draw, the comparison I'm trying to draw is like Netflix, you're on Netflix anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like by them having anime that's available, it's kind of like, oh bro, you can check it. It's on Netflix. Like you probably have Netflix anyway. So go check the anime section. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that had a huge impact on like spreading like the amount of viewers, like because of the fact that it was on this streaming service that people already have.
Yeah. Yeah, just another part of the menu now.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, and I think that kind of gets into the psychology of like what makes things
popular.
Yeah, like I know that you and me we were just talking about like, you know, the issues that I deal with certain customers that try to rob me. But it's like when something is like very intuitive, like the more intuitive, like the more likely like people are going to actually take to it. If it's too difficult for them to consume, then they won't.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that it's not good. That just means that
it's hard to access.
Right.
You know? I mean, if you have like a drink that you want to like drink and it's like you need special tools just to open up the can or whatever, no one's going to drink that.
Good point. That's a really good point.
It's just too difficult. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah, you know, like people like things to be easy, which I guess is like making us lazy, but in another way it's like at least making more anime fans and more otakus out there. Like,
yeah.
I think one of the reasons that we started Otakify was to kind of like, you know,
be kind of that avenue as well.
Yeah, like
that boulevard full of places people can walk by and discover.
Yeah, man, and like expose people, like kind of change the perception of anime in the first place. Because I think if you think about it, if we go back to the time periods that we're talking about, and you're talking about anime, just like in open conversation, because like people totally do that now. People are tweeting about it. People are posting Instagram posts about it. People are making memes about it. And there's famous people talking about how much they love it and all sorts of stuff like that. Dude, 5 years ago, that was not the case.
No, it's not.
It was not the case.
It wasn't. It wasn't, yeah.
So I think because it wasn't accessible, it was easy to just be like, oh, you're weird. You like that thing that I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another, it's easier to say that rather than like try to open up the browser, find that site that'll give you viruses and watch something. It's just too difficult.
We did that so that you can appreciate anime on Netflix.
Netflix True Heroes, that's the MVP right there.
My hands look like this so that your hands look like that. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like now it's just made it that much more accessible because it's just like, dude, you think it's weird, go look at it yourself. Like this is quality stuff.
Check it first because it's really easy to just find it. Yeah,
man. I would okay, this is just a weird thing that I want to draw just because I'm a nerd. But I would say, what do you think about this analogy? Netflix is Apple Music, Hulu is Spotify, and Crunchyroll is Tidal.
I don't use Apple Music or Tidal. So, wait, what was Spotify?
Spotify is Hulu.
Okay. How I would restructure that.
Okay.
Is Spotify is dude, there's no analogy. So I use Crunchyroll and Netflix mainly, and that's it. So Crunchyroll would be Spotify for me, and then Netflix would be Pandora, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've lost control with Netflix. You know? It's kind of like shrunken down into like a limited channel.
Yeah.
But before it was like way more open.
That's true, dude. That's a good point. I mean,
yeah.
I like your perspective on that. My reasoning behind that analogy was actually because Tidal pays the creators more.
Oh, I see. That's the deals behind that.
Yeah, because I personally, I hate to make this admit, sorry, Jay-Z and Beyonce and everybody that has a stake in that company, as well as independent artists, because they're totally like making sure that you guys get paid more. Being a musician myself, I feel like an asshole because I use Spotify. But Tidal actually pays out the higher rate. And so the reason I said Netflix is Apple Music is because most people have Netflix. I mean, like the whole freaking Netflix and chill thing is like, bam. And like, if you think about it, it's like, I guess there's an argument for Hulu being Apple Music from the perspective that it was the first mover. Like Apple Music itself, as far as the streaming is concerned, came after the fact, but iTunes itself was like the first mover that made digitally downloading things like the way to go, and then everybody else just kind of like hopped on board. They're pioneers. Yeah, but I just felt like that would be like a fun little avenue of comparison to draw. What's up?
So Crunchyroll before it is today was Napster.
Yes, Crunchyroll was Napster, bro. Crunchyroll was Napster for sure. Yeah. No doubt. That was great. Yeah. Look at you thinking, man. You're a thinking man.
Hey, I got some brain. I got some brain.
Nah, that was very cool.
Wait, how did we tangent to this point? What was the main point of this video again?
Well, the main point was actually just the impact that like these big streaming services have on anime consumption. Well, actually, there's one other point that I wanted to make about that. So you had mentioned how sometimes, despite the fact that there are these streaming services, you still might like, quote unquote, like, I don't want to say that. I'll just say like you still stream through more murky avenues because that particular anime maybe didn't cut a deal with one of these big three.
Yeah. Or maybe they still have licensing agreements that there's YouTube sectioning of like content where Japan has their own YouTube. We have our own YouTube in the United States, and it's not connected. You kind of have to jump through these weird digital loophole trickery to view Japanese YouTube. So it's not accessible. Some of the videos that I want to see aren't accessible here.
Right.
So when I was visiting Japan earlier this year, I was like, oh snap, I can actually see these now that I'm physically over there.
I didn't even think about that, dude.
Yeah, so it was pretty interesting to see like the sectioning, but I can understand why some of these this media content, these animes aren't here yet, because you know they need to show in certain areas first, I think.
Well, I was gonna that's really cool, actually. I am still mad that you guys all went to Japan and I was still here.
I was
like, man, I feel everybody's gone. That's like the one place that's like for sure on my bucket list. But
dude, let's plan to go.
Yeah, no, we gotta go, dude. At some point, we gotta go, and I think some point needs to be sooner than later. Some point within the next 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm putting my foot down because I'll be 30. Like I don't give a shit. It has to happen within the next.
Why don't we go next year?
I gotta see 2019. Gotta see where my money's at.
Okay. Yeah.
Same. I might end up just touring the world at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Might as well just do it.
But yeah, the point that I was going to try to make about that is like, because of the fact that there's these big companies, I'm wondering like how much like some of these like smaller creators,
studios,
yeah, like what kind of deals they're facing, and like why they're not showing, because like the impact that it has is like, yeah, now there's a bunch of people all watching the same things, but there's certain things that aren't being watched because those deals aren't cut. So it's like the rich get richer in this situation and the poor get poorer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like you have to be, I'm guessing, I don't know if this is actually happening or not, but I can see that smaller studios not having the capabilities, the capital to like cut these deals,
Mm-hmm.
to really just like, I'm pretty sure the streaming services is going to look after themselves, be like, we want all of your stuff for this amount of money,
Right.
And they're just like, oh, well, we need to survive too, we can't just like give you our stuff for that like cheap price.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's like a whole scarcity thing that's along with them too, like where they're like, no, you can only get this here, to like make it like a rare find, like for somebody.
Yeah, that's true too.
Or,
exclusivity.
Yeah, or like try to push people buying the DVDs, I guess. It's like, only if you're a real fan will you know what this is. Cult, like purposely creating a cult behind whatever it is that they create. But I feel like in this day and age that's like, I don't know. Do you think that would even be beneficial? Do you think that would be a beneficial route to take?
I don't know, because all of our content is slowly becoming non-physical and just becoming just digital merchandise, which, it's really hard to see physical merch like DVDs being pushed over here.
Yeah, I mean, I like to have things like, I love to buy books, so I have them in hand. If I was super into manga, which I'm not, guys, sorry. But if I was super into manga, I would probably have all of those magazines, like all those comics, like I would have them. Like,
yeah.
Like I used to buy CDs and collect CDs, and I love to like thumb through the booklet and stuff. And like, there's certain things that I'm just like, yeah, I want that on DVD.
Maybe we can start a little store situation here. Be that bridge.
Maybe, dude. I mean, but that's just, I feel like only like hardcore fanatics really want that physical whatever. Like if it's like an anime that really means something to you, that's when you get the posters, that's when you get the toys, that's when you get the DVDs. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. All of that. Yeah, that's true fan right there.
But like
that's ultra fan.
Yeah, super fans, dude. What was it? 10,000 true fans? Is that what it is? Or 1,000 true fans?
1,000 true fans, yeah. That's all you need.
There's some of that, like where they're out there buying everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. I just felt like that was a cool little thing for us to touch on and like just talk about like what is really happening in the industry with all this streaming. Like, is it good for us? Is it bad for us? Like, how is it changing things? How is it changing the way that people consume things? Like, are people still being exposed to the things that like we would hope they would be exposed to? Or is this just like a trendy thing? Like where people were just like, oh yeah, it's cool, it's just a trend. Like, oh yeah, remember when we were into anime? Like, I don't think I'm gonna stop being into anime. I love it.
Yeah. No, it's a sustaining thing for me.
Yeah. I hope so.
A lot of good stuff to even go back to, it's just good content.
Yeah.
Really.
For sure, man. Well, definitely hope you guys enjoyed this quick little episode between me and Mike. Tommy was not here. I'm sure he's going to be so upset when he finds out that this is what we talked about. He's going to be like, what? Oh, I had so much to say.
Sorry, Tommy.
But yeah, if you guys like this, please share it. Please hit us with the subscribe. We're still going to be trying to do these weekly. I'm still trying to kind of figure out the ins and outs of it. So, definitely appreciate your patience in that. But yeah, follow us on Instagram.
Thank you, Vic, for editing.
It's all good. If it sounds horrible, you can blame me.
It's Vic's fault.
It's all my fault. Yeah. But yeah, guys, appreciate it and hope to see you and talk to you guys next week.
Yeah. Seriously, one of my things that I'm looking forward to is creating a lot of commentary on our videos and on our podcasts, because I want that community, I want that communication. So if you guys have any questions or some comments that you want to add or share, please leave them down below and try to get back to you. I'm looking forward to that. So thanks for listening, guys.
All right, see you guys next week.